Hey, welcome. You kind of caught me mid-sniff there. I was sniffing this delightful, dark, beautiful, rich, award-winning. Not yet. It hasn't won an award yet. It only came out last Thursday, but it's going to win an award down the road. I feel it. Oh my God, it's so. I can taste it in the back of my eyeballs, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Ghost and the Goat, and I am your host, Buddy Thayer, paranormal investigator, beer enthusiast, craft beer enthusiast for that matter. Welcoming you to join me on another epic adventure into the paranormal field. Take me by the hand, Buddy Thayer, paranormal investigator, beer enthusiast, as we walk through these fields as we go into a paranormal world. I have not updated my intro yet. I am working on that. I just want everybody to know that. I know that's everybody's top concern. I'm also having streaming issues with Get Haunted. The good people at Get Haunted hopefully are trying to alleviate my issues, my streaming technology. I don't know what they're gonna come in like a ninja. Hopefully work it out. If not, they'll share me. You'll see me where you see me, guys. You're gonna see me on my Facebook right now. You're gonna see me on the Van Down by the Riv on YouTube, a Van Down by the Riv podcast, and a Van Down by the Riv podcast on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you not seeing me on Get On, oh my God, buddy, where you at, guy? You can find me on those other lovely outages wherever you can find me. So I have a lovely guest this evening. He's joining us again. I'm going to get more into him in about 20 minutes or so. There was tons to talk about with that guy, and a lot of good stuff this past weekend, guys. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna talk about it really quick. Thursday night, I started the weekend off with a bang. Thursday is my Friday night, and it happened to be the night before Halloween, and it happened to be the release of my. It's not really my beer, but it's it's a collaboration, if you will, that my other podcast, Three Dudes Brews, did with the lovely people at Crafted Hope Brewery. Crafted Hope Brewery, if you don't know, if you're from Rhode Island, you follow the South County Trail. Follow the South County Trail. Down there at 1485 South County Trail, Suite 201, East Greenwich, Rhode Island. It's the old who cares what brewery it was? It's now Crafted Hope Brewing Company, Kyle Toasty. He's an amazing brewer. It's an amazing staff there. Beautiful facility, big, wide open. They have a lot of events they do there. Anyway, one of the things that they do there is Three Dudes in a Brew. I don't know if you guys can see this can because I'm looking at the wrong screen. Okay. Oh yeah, that's coming out clear. Three Dudes in a Brew. This is based on a photograph taken at the brewery. This is supposed to be Costas, the Greekest guy I know. This is Ed, the doctor. And this one right here. This one represents me, believe it or not. Minus the glasses, minus the spectacles. And I'm eyeballing their beers. But this is Three Dudes in a Brew. This is the second edition. Last year we did a Snickers Porter. This year, it's a chocolate, if you will, coconut almond, aka kind of like an almond joy, if you will. And oh my God, guys, it's like you smell the chocolate, you smell the coconut, and then you taste it. And you're like, oh my God, this tastes so good. It tastes like chocolate first, and then coconut second, then like almond and almost like a vanilla. Oh, tremendous job. So run down there. They are in cans this year. You can get them in cans also, which is different from last year when they first opened. It was only available in growlers. There's our label, Three Dudes Brews. This is follow this link here. I think there's a problem with that, and there's some lovely writing about us on the side of the can. Crafted Hope. If you're looking for any information on Three Dudes Brews, check this out here. I'm going to share the screen really quick. This is the one. You're going to go to the site. It's www.threedudesbrews.com. Guys, this is our website. You can find all of our episodes here. We do pre-recorded episodes where we travel to the breweries and we talk to the brewers themselves and just talk about craft and culture and inspiration and all that good stuff. What goes into a beer? More than just like hops and malts and delicious water and delicious love, but all the love and all the process. Believe it or not, it's more than just like one way to make a beer. Um, as you'll find out with all the magnificent episodes. So you see them labeled episode 10, episode 9. You'll see episode 11 up here. Episode 11, you can view that on our YouTube page. And episode 12, you'll soon be able to see that also. And we try and do that once a month, but we haven't obviously been doing this venture for a year and a half now, and we're up to episode 12. We are filming this weekend, guys. I'm very excited, very excited. Episode 13 on Friday to commemorate the upcoming Veterans Day. Cheers, to all the vets, guys. Thank you, for your service, for your sacrifice. Not just bullshit words, guys. Actual appreciation. Go down to Crafted Hope, National Guardsmen. We'll find free beers for them. Anyway, I digress. And then so we're filming there at Bravo Brewing up in Burrville, episode 13, and then episode 14 the following day. The gray whale down at Gray Sail, the white whale rather, down there at Gray Sail. We're driving down to Wesley, and we're doing me and the captain soda are gonna hook up probably somewhere a few times, like 3 or 4 times before and after the show, probably during the show. She's a lovely girl, and we're gonna film episode 14 down there at Gray Sail. Both of those episodes will premiere in the upcoming months on Three Dudes Brews, the YouTube channel, and whatnot, and all your other Three Dudes Brews viewing opportunities. Another podcast that we do every 2 weeks, or we try to do it every 2 weeks, guys, is the Three Dudes Brews, the last call, where the three of us get on and we just bullshit beer and culture and everything and nothing. And we have on usually a different cat or kitten every week to come on with us, a special dude, if you will. And his one episode here, guest James Anito. Any of you in the paranormal world might know James Anito as a demonologist. I know James as a demonologist, a paranormal investigator, and an investigator of craft beers and how to drink them. So James came on and we talked good beers. We've done this show with Father Bob Bailey, another demonologist, another wonderful, wonderful man. People around the craft beer community, like Art and Liz, they're just like two folks who drink beer like us. To anybody and everybody, to like people who work in breweries, to people who just go to breweries probably a little bit more often than I do, which is, whatever, guys. Nobody's judging. It's a good, everyday dude. And then the monthly show is at a different brewery. So these are the participating breweries. Crafted Hope, that's who we made the beer with. So tune in for Providence Brewing. They just closed. That was episode 11. That was a really good episode. Some really good paranormal ghosty talk in that one too. Not just all beer, boys and girls. So check that out. www.3dudesbrews.com and check us out on YouTube and all that good gravy. Moving on, guys. The World Series concluded this past weekend. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? So sad. Hey, how are you? Hey, I'm good. Hey, Matthew Bridges. I'm good. Thank you for asking, sir. And Courtney, once again, the ninjas came through and they made things happen. So cheers to the good people at Get Haunted. So anyway, the World Series happened. My boy Bobby was saying the Blue Jays in 7. I was starting to believe it. I expected the Dodgers to win, but the Blue Jays pushed it to 7 games. Actually, the Dodgers pushed it to 7 games. The Blue Jays could have won this in Game 6. They didn't, and they God, it was game 2 or 3. It was 18 innings. The last Game 7, guys, it was tied. It went in like the 11th inning. It was great baseball. Whether Toronto won, LA won, who cares who won? It was just great baseball. It was great for the sport, and it was, congratulations, Mookie Betts and the LA Dodgers. Good for you guys. Good baseball. Better beer. I'm not going to talk about any of the headaches that are floating around recently, like Alex Bregman not wanting to opt his contract, or like maybe we'll keep Jarren Duran, or maybe we'll get Scooble. I don't even want to dance that dance yet. That's just like girl chatter for the next 3 months about baseball, 4 months about baseball, until anything actually happens and the season starts again about 6 months from now. Basketball, it's going to be in the toilet until at least January, so I'm not even going to approach basketball. Bruins, But football, on the other hand, oh my God, I have 84 wins on the season, guys, and about 70 losses. No, 60 losses rather. I'm sorry. It sounds good. I'm above 500, I guess, but oh my God, what a shitty week this past week. Speaking of shitty, the Las Vegas Raiders take their show on the road to Denver. The Vegas Raiders have not a great defense. Their offensive line sucks. Geno Smith gets harassed frequently, and when Geno is under pressure, Geno Smith does throw interceptions. Pete Carroll, I don't know what you got going on there, dude. It's probably better than what I got going on in Miami, but they're gonna take it on the road to Denver, who's like Bo Nix starts a little shaky, but he really picked up speed, especially in the second half. Played some good football. Their defense, holy shit, they kept that game on lock last week against Houston. It was like a high scoring baseball game. It was weird, 15-15, 18-15 rather, but it's like 15-15. Like what the hell is this? But anyway, yeah, I think Denver's gonna like bounce back and come alive against the Raiders. I think the Broncos all day, guys. Again, this is a money line. This is not point spreads. I'm not doing like the point spreads. I'm not doing the over under. This is just strictly win or lose. Okay. Atlanta, who got beat up by the Dolphins last week, traveled to New England this past week, and because of a missed extra point, lost the football game by 1 point. They played a hell of a game against a New England team. Who really, they didn't play great this week. What was his London? Drake London. He blew up the yardage for the Falcons. Byron Robinson. I have him on fantasy. He was starting off really good. He didn't do shit last weekend against the Patriots. I don't expect him to do shit this week as they travel to Indianapolis. The Colts are gonna. Danny Jones went back to Daniel Jones style like he was in New York. He gave up 5. He had 5 big old turnovers against Pittsburgh, who only beat them by 7 points with 5 turnovers. You would expect them to have much more of a blowout, but yeah, whatever. I expect the Colts to bounce back and beat the Falcons this week. Chicago Bears are hosting the Giants. Chicago last week, they ran up the score at Cincinnati. It was like 41-48, something ridiculous like that. But Chicago has no defense. Neither did Cincinnati. The Giants, Dart is like, I don't know. I don't know if Dart can put it all together. Well, maybe he will against that defense. I don't know. I think the Giants don't really have a great defense, and they're on the road. I'm gonna pick the Bears. The Bears. One team at home I will not pick this week is my Miami Dolphins. We fired our GM finally. Chris Greer has been the GM for the Dolphins since 2016. I have wanted him to get fired since 2019. He has sucked. And then he brought in Tyreek Hill. I'm like, all right, well, he brought in Tyreek Hill, and then Tyreek Hill ended up being just a shitbag, just a shit on fire. So yeah, they got rid of him. They did get rid of Jalen Phillips, who's been he's been injured for the last 3 years or so. He just Miami's not going anyway. They're not doing anything this week. They're certainly not doing anything this week as Buffalo Bills come to town and light their asses on fire. Buffalo all day in Miami. Baltimore travels to Minnesota. Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's back. Lamar Jackson looked like he was ready to rock and roll last week, but then again, they beat up the Miami Dolphins, who really, I don't know, they suck. Minnesota does not suck. Minnesota won a big game last week. You know what? Screw Baltimore. I'm gonna take the Vikings this week to go 2 for 2 wins in a row. Another game, and then here's another game that's just gonna no one's gonna watch it, fan base included. The Cleveland Brownies traveled to New Jersey to take on they actually got 2 wins. The New Jersey Jets, who are the worst team in football. Maybe second only to my Dolphins. Cleveland has a great defense. New Jersey has a great nothing. The Browns are going to win this. Who cares to talk about anything else about this football game? The next game might be a game of the week. It's going to be a pretty good one. It features Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming back from a bye. They were playing some good football earlier in the season. They had some injuries. They lost a few games. They're hosting the Patriots, who started the season slow It was enjoyable for me. I bought my friend my friend Joe. I bought him his kid turned 1 like 6 months ago. I'm like, oh, this would be great. The kid turns Emma turns 1 in September. Football starts in September. The Patriots suck. And it says, my daddy misses Tom Brady. And it has a picture of Tom Brady. What more than like, hey, go not Patriots? Sentiment was that to purchase for my friend and his lovely little daughter, Emma. However, the Patriots are 6-2 now, although they've only been beaten up, like subpar football teams. So there's nothing paranormal about the New England Patriots. All these silly fools that do sports talk here in New England are saying Super Bowl, AFC East champ. Like, get the hell out of here, guys. They beat up on Tennessee. They beat up on Atlanta. Barely beat Atlanta. Come on. I'm gonna pick Tampa Bay. Screw the Patriots. New Orleans travels to Carolina. Carolina's been like an upstart this season. While they beat the Dolphins, everybody else has. They got showed up by the Patriots, which is weird. They beat the Green Bay Packers this week. I don't know. I think it was that defense. It was a low scoring game. They kept it close. They kept it within a field goal. They ended up winning 16-13 against the Packers. That's one of the games I totally lost, and I would if the Packers were at home and they lost to Carolina. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what happened with. I don't know if they got Jordan Love high before the game. He had 5 fantasy points for me. I put him in because my other guy was on a bye and he didn't come through at all. So yeah, needless to say. So I'm going to say pick Carolina because they're 5-4. They're like holy shit, you guys got a winning record. Jacksonville, a team that doesn't have a winning record. Jacksonville Jaguars are traveling to Houston to play a beat up Houston team. Schaub went down in a bad hit quarterback of Houston last week. Probably, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe a concussion, but I'm just buddy. I don't really know. Jacksonville doesn't look all that great to begin with. If Shaw plays, I'm going Houston all day. I don't think Schaub is going to play though. I'm still going to pick Houston. Jacksonville sucks. Arizona showed up this week. I did not imagine another game. Arizona beat up on the Cowboys, and I should have expected that because the Cowboys suck. But the Cowboys don't really suck though, because one week they'll put up like 44 points, another week they'll lose to the Carolina Panthers. I don't. The Carolina Panthers. I just don't get it. I don't know. So this week they take on Seattle, who's really not a bad football team at all. I'm going to go same division game, Seattle at home. I'm going to go Seattle all day. A game that I will not pick the home team, the San Francisco 49ers. I think they still got Mac Jones rocking the QB spot. Mac Jones, if you don't know anything about Mac Jones, Mac rhymes are cracking. He used to play for the Patriots, and he was terrible. Now he plays for San Fran, and he's only starting because that quarterback went down, and they have nobody else. Luckily enough, he had a defense built around him, but they kind of banged up too, and they suck. Now, the Rams don't suck. The Rams are going to come to town and take a poop on San Francisco. Detroit, who lost last week at home, another game like Buddy was like, WTF. They traveled to Washington, who also got beat up on, I think that was Sunday Night Football. Washington's been looking like shit. I think Detroit's going to bounce back, and they're going to take they're going to bounce a deuce off of the Commander's face. I'm sort of getting all graphic with poopy talk. I just don't see Washington doing anything against Detroit. Pittsburgh Steelers, who, while they had 5 turnovers last week, they were only able to get 7 points of a victory over the team that they beat the blah 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 blah. The Colts. They beat Danny Jones. Yeah, I don't think they're going to have it as easy this week. They're facing the Chargers. While the Chargers are beat up, they've been starting to come to life, playing a little bit of football lately. At Chargers, at home in LA, it's going to be a good game. It's a Sunday Night Football game. Jesus Louises. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I hate the Steelers defense because it's, I don't know, just a little pissant Miami old secret. No, I don't know. I'm not even going to get into it. The Monday night game, this is actually the game of the week. Screw the Patriots. The Philly Eagles coming off the bye, travel to Green Bay, coming off an embarrassing loss at home. I don't know what Jordan Love was thinking. I don't know what was going on. They couldn't get anything going against the Panthers. The Philly Eagles, well rested, healed. Picked up my boy Jalen Phillips from the Dolphins. Well, Jalen was like awesome like 3 years ago, Phillips, and he was like he's number 15, and he was a good pass rush. He was getting a ton of sacks as he was last year a little bit until he got hurt. He tore his ACL, guys, not one but 2 years in a row. He's just coming back from his second one. He really hasn't been doing a ton of stuff this year. He's injury prone. Good luck. Have fun playing with Vic in Philly. I hope you guys don't win another Super Bowl. So those are my picks for the week, guys. Take Philly against Green Bay. Oh God, football is just this year for me because it's like I'm watching. Oh look, the dumpster's on fire again. And how are we gonna put it out this time? They cut the hose, guy. We don't even have a hose anymore. The water doesn't work. I don't know what's going on. My season was over before it started, guys. I'm like, oh, at least I have baseball, and then yeah, the Red Sox didn't do so well at the end of the season. So hey, at least I have basketball now. The Celtics are in the toilet. So I'm gonna root for the Patriots because every team that I root for, it's cursed. That's the paranormal tie in this week with sports. Is that every team that Buddy roots for, Notre Dame, I don't know. I don't know how they're even in the top 25. To be honest with you, sucks. So I'm going to start rooting for the Patriots, so they also go back to suck them. So that, guys, that's it for my look into the sports world. I'm going to flip the switch. It's what time is it? It's 8:24. I'm right around time, right around on time-ish. I'd like to welcome my co-host to the show, Jai. Welcome, Jai. How you doing this week?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Pretty good. It's a Tuesday. It's my least favorite day of the week. Not because of the show. I do like the show. This is my solace. This is my break. This is I get to, have a few good beers, kind of talk about the paranormal, talk about stuff that I like, before I finish my week out. So today was like one of those days at work.
I get
I,
it.
I wish I could. I wanted to hit fast forward at 9 o'clock this morning. I just couldn't do it. But other than that, we got a good show. I had a great weekend.
Great.
Before we bring in tonight's guest, other than introducing a great beer, a great collab, Thursday night, um, Friday, Friday, no, not Friday, Saturday, Saturday. I went
Mm-hmm.
with tonight's guest came with me, funnily enough. Um, Another former guest that unfortunately you haven't met yet because she hasn't been in, Christina Marie. She's an amazing medium, and another local gentleman. We went on a hike to a local spot here in Rhode Island that I had never been to. That's a battlefield for the King Philip's War, and we'll talk a little bit more about it tonight's show, I'm sure.
Okay.
It was like next level. It was like holy shit. And then the next night, Sunday night, excuse me, I got out of work. I went had dinner with my aunt and my mother, and then I took my cousin's kid. He's like 16. He's like, buddy, I'm interested in the paranormal. I'm like, come with me, and I'll show you things. And
Great.
I got Ocean State Paranormal together, and we did an investigation. I brought along two other mediums, um, and blew my mind again. Just like awesome. And we had
Amazing.
like visual stuff happen. We had like stuff with the mediums happen. It's a total paranormal weekend, and I love it's been too long since I've like ingested ghost stuff this much of
Right.
a weekend anyway. So it's always fun to get out there and to do stuff. Mm,
Sounds like a great time.
for sure, for sure. Speaking of good times, let me bring up his my friend's intro. This is actually his second time on the show. He came on maybe 2 or 3 months ago, not too long ago. I was looking for a guest for this week, and I was in his company, and I mentioned it to somebody else, and somebody else was on the fence, and he's like, "Hey, I'll come on." I'm like, "Hey, dude, let's come on." And we within 5 minutes we were talking about like all these different topics we're going to be talking about tonight. So I'm very excited to have him on the show tonight. He's a local. Well, he's from my area, so he's a local for me. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about, most of our viewers probably might, well, maybe they'll know some of them, but you might not have heard of them out there in Ohio, but needless to say, it'll be interesting conversation. With whatever, it's going to be a good time either way. Tonight, joining us, tonight's guest is an avid explorer, nature enthusiast, and storyteller. Join us as we venture through the beautiful trails and hidden gems of Rhode Island and southern New England. Whether it's hiking scenic cliffs, wandering through abandoned spots, or exploring the peaceful rhythms of the ocean, his videos offer you a chance to experience the tranquility and adventure that nature has to offer. Through these hikes, he dives deep into the rich histories, into the places that he visits, weaving stories that blend the past and the present, all while encouraging you to imagine the forgotten tales of these landscapes. If you're into outdoors adventures, hiking, photography, and learning about the world around you, you found the right place. He definitely has. His videos are awesome, and they're not like hours long where you're like it's quick. It's like 20 minutes. Anyway, we'll get into it a little bit. So lace up your boots, hit the subscribe button, and let's explore together. Come for the journey, stay for the stories. Please welcome to the show, Brent Del. Brent.
Hey,
long time no see. Oh, you did. It's
Hi,
the other
Brent.
guy. What's going on, dude?
here we go. Yeah, we got the Channel Zero local news is here in the studio. How's it going?
That's great, dude. That's wonderful news. So, Johnny, listeners, not only do we have Brent the Explorer, but Nick, his friend, who explores with him sometimes, if he's not claustrophobic. And he's a member of he's the proprietor of the Channel Zero news team, also here based in Rhode Island. So, welcome to the show, gentlemen. It's nice to have you both on.
Thanks for having us, man. We really appreciate it. How you doing tonight?
Really good. Nick has like a smile on his face.
Yeah.
And like it just won't wipe off. That's like, I know people are usually happy to see me, but dude, like settle down, man.
Well, this is actually his first time in my podcast studio. We normally do it.
Oh shit! I thought it was like a hologram at first because the smile was on his face.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm fooling you guys.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. All right. So Brent, we kind of gave you a slight intro. So why doesn't your friend start behind you? Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Nick, or Channel Zero, and about what you do.
Yeah, I'll just quickly talk about Channel Zero, but then I want to relate it to this. Is like we're talking about hiking and stuff and hidden stuff. Yeah. I get leads all day about the Native American resting places, like cemeteries that are unmarked for the town of Smithfield. But let me just introduce who I am. So Channel Zero Local News is started so that way I can't do the whole story is going to take forever, but yeah. This is started. It's a free service for the town. I mostly cover just Smithfield, Northern Rhode Island, and I am not funded. I just do stories based on leads of people that just for word of mouth. Every time we do a story, it leads to another story. A lot of time it goes into history stuff. They'll say there was a cemetery behind my house. Look it up. I'll look it up and try to find all the stuff. We'll, whatever. Follow around the guys that clean cemeteries. A lot of it leads to historical stuff. I mean, last night I was at the town hall meeting. That's just, regular modern things. But so as of lately, what we have is a lead from a guy we know named PJ. He has a Native American cemetery that is unmarked in the town of Smithfield that we're going to investigate. Nice. Another collaboration I'm doing with Brent is we are going to find this winter the Nipsachuk ceremonial area. That's something I want to,
Yeah, right. It's right in the area we were the other day. That's awesome, dude.
Right in the same area. And then there is also written directions in Smithfield to unmarked 1700s and 1800s cemeteries that they either got built over or they can't find them, and all the gravestones get toppled and nobody ever found them and got grown in. So there's like a lot of work to do. You just got to find somebody crazy enough to battle all the poison ivy. What's up?
So, funnily enough, I have a before we get into the show, you just like sparked a thought in my head. I have a ghost story that relates to what you just said. So a really good friend of mine, he lives in Greenville, good friend of his that it's in the neighborhood. He's a realtor. Right? There was a house in it's like the West Greenville area. Okay. Think about like Waterman Lake, backside of Waterman, that area, guys, right? And this woman was trying to sell a house. The occupants had left. There was no like talk of any ghost stories or anything. I probably didn't even believe, but she's sitting in the living room and she looks up and a man walks across the living room. It's like, hello, can I help you? And he walks into a wall and he just disappears. And she's like, oh! And she ran out of the house screaming. And the guy who told my friend the story was walking his dog. He's like, "You all right? You all right? Hey, everything okay, lady?" So I just saw a ghost. So the house is built like within 3 feet of the foundation is a gravestone, and then there's another gravestone. So probably it's built on top of a cemetery. That's not an isolated thing here in Rhode Island at all. So yeah, that's a big thing all around Rhode Island. But I mean, yeah, that's one case that just popped in my head. I know that's right in Smithfield, so I'm interested if that's the same one because it's right on top of this person's property. So I'm interested if that might be the same one that you guys might be investigating. That's awesome though, if it is.
It sounds like one of the ones that we have written directions to that you just can't find because you're looking in their backyards or whatever. You don't realize the house is actually built on top of a cemetery.
Yeah.
Right. Jai, let me get your input on this. Houses built on or near cemeteries. Good juju, bad juju. What are your thoughts?
Of course, I think it's bad juju.
Of course.
I mean, I think that there's always the opportunity of getting a spirit that is not nice. So, there's people in the world that aren't nice. So
For
it
sure.
doesn't necessarily mean they change once they pass over.
That's the asshole ghost. That's my theory for sure. For sure. Brent, tell us a little bit before we get into more tales of cemeteries. What is it that you do? B Dog Productions, yada yada. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, basically, I started a little over a year ago. I've always been into hiking, like since I was like really young, like maybe like early teenager, like 12 maybe. And I also, was into film, photography, and all that, but I never really like kind of put the two together. And I just had the idea. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. I just had the idea. Here we go. Nice. We get some colors in. So I just had the idea that I wanted to blend both my love for film and the hikes I do by sharing the hikes that I go on with the rest of the world, because not a lot of people seem to want to or do go to the places I go to. I'll go like deep into caves. I'll go into the tunnels. I'll go up the mountains. I'll do all this stuff that only like a select few people do. And I notice the ones who do don't like to share the experience. They want to keep it secret and for themselves. I'm not like that. If you're not interested maybe in hiking because you don't see the appeal in it, I want to show you why it's cool. I want to show you places to go to.
So many people there's these sites that I'm like on Facebook, these groups that I'm a part of, right? And they'll post like a really cool place to hike, like in the middle of nowhere, like an airplane in the middle of the woods, or like just like something, or like a building that's a bit or something. And everybody's like, "Oh, that place is really cool." Or I know that is. I'm like, "Hey, where is that?" And they're like, "Oh no, if you don't know, I can't tell you." Like, what the fuck? You're not a fisherman hiding a fishing hole, dude. We're not talking about a large bass here. We're talking about an abandoned building. I'm not gonna go light it on fire. I just want to see it. And people are so like, that's mine. That's my spot. Like, get the hell out of here, dude. I love that you share, though. That's amazing.
Thank you. My ideology with that is like, if it's public land, like if it's a place that's publicly accessible and there's no trespassing whatsoever, then I will absolutely share it because it's public land. Everybody should go. But I think that the ideology with that, people like the gatekeepers, a lot of people call them, is that they don't want people graffitiing the places, messing up. I get it. But if it's owned by the state, if it's a public park, they should be maintaining that area. I mean, they don't always, but places like Lincoln Woods, for example, you think it would be very well maintained, but you look at all the trash that's over there,
Listen, real quick. Lincoln Woods just changed their policy where they don't have trash cans there. They have no trash receptacles. So this last year, summer was insane. So up till last winter, there was trash cans. Now you see it looks like they scatter bombed it with the doggy poop bags. What they do is they bag the doggy poop, and just so they see that you're cleaning up, then when nobody's looking, you just leave it because you don't want to walk around with the dog poop. So that's why Lincoln Woods has that issue right now.
Wow. Yeah, so that's a big problem why people don't want to share the location. I know that drives him crazy. The only time I won't share a location is if I'm a little iffy on who owns it, because if it's going to not be somebody's like public property, then I don't want to have other people see the video and go on, trespassing and all that. So that's the only time I won't share the location, but everything else is fair game if you ask me.
So Brent, I gotta ask, some of the places you go, dude, like I heard the video I was watching today, your pal behind you was talking about claustrophobia. I don't know if I would get claustrophobic necessarily in that situation. The tunnel is a little bit long, but did you have to bend over at all, or was it a straight walk?
So yeah, I recently uploaded a video, and my videos right now are usually a few weeks to a month behind because it takes time to edit, and I have like 15 other unreleased videos. So that one was in September. It's a tunnel that me and Nick were told about from a local, PJ, the same guy who gives us all the good information. So we went to go check it out. It really is just a drainage tunnel. It's basically to make sure, like, when it rains, the water doesn't flood all the homes in the area. So it goes under the ground and redirects it. But
Yeah.
it was really dry. We had the opportunity to go check it out. And you did it to crouch down a bit. It was kind of uncomfortable like, going through, but it wasn't difficult to navigate. It was just really long. And the cool, creepy part about it was when you send the flashlight.
That room was like,
the room
like
was,
some,
you
it's
stand
so
up.
cool.
Yeah, all brick. And apparently that's been up there since the 40s. So
Wow.
I don't know who maintains it, but
Right, they crawl into this tunnel. It's like this drainage tunnel that comes off like the highway, and they go down like maybe 100 feet. Well, Brent does, right?
Yeah.
He's down to Nick, he's down at the other end, right? And he comes out into this room. It's like so the tunnels are like cement, all these tubes, and then you get to this room. It's all brick. It's all like ornate brick. It's like, and this is where they have drainage. I saw this. I'm like, this is more than drainage. There's something else going down.
Sounds like more than
I hope it's not sewage. I mean, it didn't seem like it was, but it was like such a big wide open tunnel. It kind of reminded me of something like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something.
Right. I thought of like Ghostbusters too, but yeah, like something like, I don't know, like buried in the earth like that. And some kids found that place in the 70s, and guys go there to party, and that's how these guys heard about it.
Yeah, local legend. The creepy part about it too is the second tunnel, the long one, it went right under the road. So there's a part where you can hear an ambulance go right above me, and you can woo!
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Is that 295 or is that under
295 is right near there, but it's near the Route 7 or Farnham Pike area. Like,
all right, cool.
So yeah,
I'm too claustrophobic for that.
I mean, and that's right. There's something like that. Now, you say you're too claustrophobic for that. What I was thinking of initially when I started telling the story, he posts this other video, and he's like, I'm going to go into this cave. And you look down, it's like, what cave? It's like, he's pointing down at this hole. Like, like, what the hell is he going to do? Next thing you know, he's crawling like a closed MRI. And he's like crawling like feet and feet and feet, like right. Dude, how the hell did you do that?
How do you do that?
I would have shit my pants. I would have been claustrophobic for sure in that moment.
Yeah, so there was a few of them. The first ones I did like that were up in Charlemont, Massachusetts, that area.
Yeah.
So it's near Pittsfield. It's like towards the Berkshires. And the rock composition over there is different from down here. Down here is a lot of limestone. Up there was a lot of marble. So when the glaciers melted, the water rushed underneath the earth, and like a drill going into a rock, it like carved like a perfect tube, like right through. So one area that's publicly accessible, it's called Baker's Quarry. You can look it up online and get the directions to go there. You see it from the outside, and it looks like a small little hole in the ground. So I go in feet first in this one, the first cave I've ever done like this. And for the first, maybe like he was saying, 70, 100 feet, it's all rock pile, and you don't think it's going to change. And then when you get to the bottom, it opens up to like a massive tube with the water rushed in. And the rest was clean. It was all marble. It looked like your kitchen countertop, like the whole way through, just like a tube, like an airplane, all the way down. So that was really cool. But then one that was particularly scary was there was a 300-year-old copper mine.
Yes.
At Sneech Pond. Copper was a big commodity back in the 1700s. It was found here, and they would do a lot of mining. So Sneech Pond has several mines. It's in Cumberland, and the area of Cumberland was named after this place in England called Cumberland, where they found copper. So that's why they actually named on that. This place was sealed off maybe in like the 40s, and it was probably abandoned since then. I don't think anybody had been inside besides like small cameras being stuck in. Well, I don't want to say how, but there was a way that we found how to get in. And when we got to the entrance, I didn't know what to expect. Nobody's been in there for hundreds of years, but it was just like you said. It was like your face is right on the ground. The first that you're crawling through, it's completely dirty. And then as soon as you get through, it opens up to this beautiful. You got a picture of it, right? You could probably.
I do, yeah. It's this one here, right? This is
That's it.
This one.
When you go inside. Now that light is all from our lamps, the headlights and everything. But when you turn it off, it's pitch black. And that goes back almost 100 feet. We had to wade. That's water on the bottom. We had to put on waders, like the wetsuit, and walk all the way to the back. And then all of a sudden, my partner, who I'm caving with, goes, "Hey, I'm wondering if there's like a lot of radon in these rocks. You know, because no one's been tested down there." And I'm thinking like,
Now's a good time to say it.
Yeah. No. Oh no.
I think
Speed
we're having
dog.
technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, speed dog. You froze, dude.
good.
Oh,
He's back.
yep.
He's back.
You're back. We have
All right,
movement. All right.
Yeah, just saying, I would never give up that opportunity. Yeah, it might be a little like,
Oh, that's definitely cool, dude.
yeah, when you've been through like a lot of crazy experiences, like, when you do stuff like this, it doesn't really phase you as much because it's just like, what's this gonna do to me? I mean,
You think so? That was a copper mine in the 17, 1800s. You think of the men who had to like fucking crawl in there every day
Right.
and spend all that time in this like, and from what I understand, mining isn't exactly one of the safest professions in the world. That looks absolutely terrible. I would not want to be.
There's a few different entrances. So the one that they would use
God.
wasn't the one that we crawled into. We crawled into like a shaft that was sealed off, but right in front of it, in an earlier video that we went with him at, there was an actual like area where they would climb down the ladder and they filled it in like completely with dirt. It was like a little chimney thing. Remember that? Like
they had like an actual ladder to go down into the mine. And obviously, because the state doesn't want to get calls saying, "Hey, we got another dead kid in here," they fill all this in. Because if you leave it open, you're going to see people throwing raves in it. You're going to see people having parties in there, and you're going to get some issues, some deaths. Police have to go there, whatever.
Oh, yeah, that would be a pain in the ass too.
How do you get people out of there too? If someone gets stuck, it's
they
like
get drunk. God forbid, you're taking like drugs. You're taking Molly down there, and you. Oh God, dude, that'd be a mess, dude. Oh yeah. So when I think of copper mines, one thing really comes to mind really quick is there's a copper mine, an old copper mine / jail. It's Massachusetts, Connecticut border. You know what I'm talking about, Brent? And they used to house people and make the mine, and they were in like a dark. Oh my God, it was horrible.
Massachusetts, Connecticut. So that's got to be. It's either close to like, is it near Rhode Island at all, or is it way further west?
It's on the border of, I want to say, Connecticut and Mass. I went there with group home kids, and we went into the mines and shit, and it was like, oh
my God, I went in one mine up in Charlemont when I was up there, and it was an old pyrite mine where they get the fool's gold out of, and we got all the way to the end, and I'm like, oh, this looks so cool. I got a little YouTube short about it, and then as soon as I look at the ceiling, there's like bats, like 15 bats hanging upside down. I've never seen the bats, but apparently they're common, and my friends like, "Oh, don't worry about it." But I flipped out. I like ran away. It was crazy.
Jai, do you have something to say? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, have you ever gotten stuck anywhere?
No, because all right, there's a few things. If you're a real professional caver, that's when you're gonna do those really tight places. I'm still very like novice. I mean, I've only done like a handful of them so far. So I'm tending to stay away from anything that really involves the way to like suck in and like squeeze through. People do that, but I'm staying away from that. Now, those people, if they're smart, they always go with somebody who's going to help them. And the cave is a mapped out cave that people have already previously been in. There's one case though out in Utah called the Nutty Putty Caves, where I think in the early 2000s, if you want to look that up, buddy, the Nutty Putty incident, this kid, he went into an area of the cave that was unexplored over there. Nobody's been in, and he went in by himself. His friends stayed behind in the other part, so they didn't know where he was. He went in head first, which they say always go in feet first so you can get out. He went in straight first, and the tunnel just ended, and he couldn't back out and get out. A team of people had to come in, and they couldn't get him out, and he ended up dying there. His body's still there today. They had to seal the cave off, and it's a wild story. But that's a foreboding tale of why you should never cave alone in unknown areas,
Right.
Yeah. I'm looking at pictures right now. It's pretty crazy, dude.
It was upside down because the tunnel ended like in an angle and he couldn't get out.
Yeah,
so I feel really bad for him. I mean, it really is a shitty.
It'd be better to share screen with us. I'll show you some photos of what he's this Nutty Putty Cave.
Yeah, this is like the most famous caving incident in history, I think. One of them. You'll see the kid right there is upside down, and
the diagram will give you claustrophobia.
I see it.
Yeah. Screw that. Oh yeah, no, that's way too close, dude.
Yeah. So I'm not doing anything like this. Also, the worst and most dangerous one is cave diving when you go under the water. And it's not so
no,
much.
thank you.
Yeah, that's the most dangerous, and it's because the visibility factor. The water is so clean when you get in, but the second you get down there and your flippers start kicking up the dust, you can't see
It
anything.
does.
People
Yeah.
can't get out. That's where like
Dark.
the scary one is. Oh yeah.
So you got
That's
this
scary.
one here. This is the
Oh yes.
that's in Cumberland, right? Also in Cumberland. Yeah.
Cumberland is like really weird because it's like a hub for like paranormal metaphysical activity in Rhode Island.
Right.
The Elder
That
Balloon
place in particular, right there, right now. That's
Monastery. We'll
this
start
is
there. Yeah.
let's start here.
So this one right here,
Oh, God.
I heard rumors that there was a tunnel at the monastery, and I thought that it was like sealed up. I thought it was at the Monk's Quarry. It's an area further down from here in the woods. But my buddy Kevin Ritchie, he's for the Foundation for Underground Caves and Karsts. He owns caving property in Massachusetts. He located this one because he's an avid caver and he wants to find anything that's like this. So he found this. He called me over. I met him over here, and it looks just like this when you see it. You don't know how deep it goes. It's pitch black down there. So there's another picture if you go in. Oh, that's not the same cave. That's a talus cave. I can talk about that later. Keep going.
That's the other one, right?
That's a different one. That's a marble. That's Hampton City.
That's Hampton City. We'll tell you about that in a bit. I want to know what this here. This is it.
Keep going. Should be still.
I have one more picture here. No, yeah, I have this one here.
I thought it was the inside of the tunnel. Well, that's from the inside of the tunnel, right there. The spiders.
Yeah. I know I had it. I don't have it on this computer. I shared it from an outside source.
That's all right. I mean, basically, it looks similar to how the copper mine looked inside, except people have definitely been living or partying or doing God knows what down there because there was like blankets and.
Yeah, that's right.
It was gross.
I remember the video. Yeah.
When we got all the way to the end, though, that big spider I showed you, must have been hundreds of them. They were all on the ceilings, and they had this weird, like, Jason hockey mask on. Like, we were convinced they were brown recluse, but...
Oh, they weren't recluse? No?
We're not so sure if they are now. I mean, it looks creepy as hell.
Yeah. Is that like a wolf spider? I don't know.
Yeah, they were scary looking, but that was an interesting one. And what we said about Cumberland... Not only that, right down the road at the Elder Baloo Cemetery, it was.
Wicked!
It sounds like a funny name, but the guy's last name was Baloo, French name, and he was the oldest in the family, so Elder Baloo. Behind that area, there's a Cumberlandite cave. So the stone Cumberlandite, Rhode Island State rock. It's a magnetic, really rare rock. It can only be found in this area. They used to quarry it out behind that cemetery,
right?
And the rock lost value because now we have like iron, like better products that they don't need to use Cumberlandite for anymore. So this little tiny outcropping, they just dumped a bunch of the Cumberlandite on it. It fell just up in a fall to make a small tunnel. And we went inside that. That was a tight cave though. That one was tiny.
So now let's talk about that for a second. So Cumberlandite, it's black rock. It's only found in this part of the world, essentially, right? And it's a magnetic rock, which is pretty coincidental that the magnetic rock that's only found in this part of the world, it has a cemetery right in front of it called the Elder Baloo Cemetery. Used to be a church over there, and they all buried their dead right in that cemetery. And then they used to have picnics in there and shit with the dead. But anyway, I digress. It is one of the most haunted cemeteries, I'd say, that I've ever been in, for sure.
Yeah.
I've heard disembodied voices. I photographed like a mist that wasn't there. In the mist, it might be, what was that paradox? No, what do they call that? Matrixing, right?
Oh, where you like hallucinate the sound.
Probably like matrixing. Your eyes are trying to make sense out of an image. So the fog looks like it looks like a nose. It looks like there are eyes. It doesn't match the direction of the headstones. I've always been skeptical about it, though, but I for sure heard the voices. No doubt in my mind. I have EVPs from that cemetery. It's the most vandalized cemetery also. Probably in Rhode Island.
Crushed the stones. It's crazy. Some of those stones are made out of the Cumberlandite that was dug up from the mine behind there, too, you can see.
So now the magnetic, that's my thought. The magnetic qualities of the stone, is that fueling this paranormal energy? Guys, thoughts, please.
I mean, that's an interesting thing. Is like people say that magnetism is a force, it's an unseen force, and I've heard that. I mean, the area must be super magnetic, and I'm sure there's some radioactivity there too, because those rocks leak radon over time. What do you think about that, Jay?
Let's get a feel of that for sure.
I'm scared. It all sounds terrible.
Well, interesting what you said about the
Go ahead,
voices.
Brett.
What you said about the voices, buddy. I haven't heard any voices over there, and I don't think I can personally say that I have heard voices in any like the.
We've seen shadow figures.
Well,
in the crypt, we've seen shadow figures. I'm not a shadow figure kind of guy, but there were definitely shadows.
Well, my buddy Kevin Ritchie, the one from the cave company that I told you about, when we were going into the mine the first time, that the copper mine, he has a video, and I'm sure he'll send it to you on request. As he's going in, and you can clearly hear it. It almost sounds like an AI voice, but as he's going into it, you hear "You're there," like clearly.
Wow.
You're there, and he said, "I didn't do that. I didn't put it in the thing." Like, and I believe him. I mean, it was creepy. So
yeah, for sure. No, so my experience there, we had investigated there, which is say paranormal, a few times. We had EVPs. I had the mist. I had this kid that I was trying to like put him under my wing. He was developmentally disabled. He wanted to go something. He was doing his own independent thing. So I would go out with him from time to time. And he stumbled upon the Elder Blue Cemetery. And he brought with him a medium that I actually worked with this weekend when we were talking about him again. And he just wanted to like have an experience. And he was willing to do anything, just have an experience. That's another story though. So we were there filming, and he was filming me. And now, so this is a story about the gray man. Who legendary is like the protector of that cemetery. Honestly, I think it's bullshit. But he was like talking about that and stuff. And he's like, hey buddy, I got this video, and I think the gray man is in it. And he's like, you're in the video, and he's showing me the video. I'm slowing it down, and it's blurry because it's out in the background. It's behind me. It's over by the road, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if that's. I don't know. I gotta go back. I gotta go back there. So it was a Sunday morning. I was working at Arbor 4 Psychiatric Hospital at the time. We had a 1-to-1, and the 1-to-1 got discharged, so they didn't need the extra staff. So they're like, buddy, you want to go home? I'm like, hey, buddy wants to go home. So it was like 10:30 in the morning. I'm like, what am I going to do with myself? I'm usually working until 3. I don't have any plans till 3 o'clock. Like, I'm going to go by Elder Blue Cemetery. It's 10:30 in the morning, Roll up there right before 11. Not a single person's there. Now, we're talking like March, guys. So it's like, the trees on the leaves, the leaves on the trees aren't there yet. It's kind of cool, but it's not cold. It's sunny out. There's not a lot of people outside though, because it's a Sunday morning and it's still kind of chilly. So anyway, I digress. So Jai, this is this small cemetery on a hill, maybe 100 interments, middle of the woods, probably about a quarter of a mile from any structure. So I go in. I walk into the place. I find the obelisk that I'm walking in front of in the video, and I turn and I look, and right in the direction where the gray man was, it's a tree. It's like a weeping willow, but not a weeping willow, but it's a willow tree. It's got like those little pussy willows on it, and they're gray. And because we were moving, I'm like, oh, that's his gray man right there. So I'm like, let me do something for these people as a thank you for me coming here. The Elder Blue Cemetery, the people who are buried there are very conservative Christians. They're part of like a higher order of baptism, Baptist church members. So they're very super conservative. So I was raised Catholic, so I know the Our Father, of course. So I just signed the cross, and I said the Our Father in my head. I'm like, thank you for letting me be here. And I look up, and behind me, now I was on the front half of the hill, right? And then there's the street. There's the crypts out front and stuff. Behind me, I hear a woman's voice saying, oh, hello. And then she says something else, but that was blocked out by a little girl or a little boy's laughter. I turned around, hand to God, fully expecting to see people standing there. Nobody was standing there. I'm like, oh. I'm like, let me entertain myself, and I'll go to the top of the hill, and there's going to be people talking over there on the other side of the hill, some shit like that. I go over the hill, and there's not a soul. Right, so there's no other way to access this cemetery but the way I was facing. I stood on top of the hill. I looked all around me. All I saw was trees. I saw the houses in the distance. I saw nobody outside. I'm like, okay, thank you for that. And I made a beeline straight to my fucking car. I got my car and I got out of there. While I'm a ghost hunter, paranormal investigator, when I'm alone, when I have nobody with me, I have absolutely no courage whatsoever. Something like that is kind of alarming. and I got out of there as quickly as possible. But I don't know where the point of the story where I was going with this, but anyway, it's a very it's a very active cemetery. It's a
Active
very active
place.
area.
Yeah, that place like creeps me out. I mean, also even back at the monastery, like we were saying, me and Nick have been to the Nine Men's Misery Monument. You know about that one, right, buddy? I'm sure you're.
Oh yeah, I know all about Nine Men's Misery. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Whoa. I want to say,
Yeah,
it's like a mist. It's like a paranormal mist just came through, guys. I don't know what happened.
You stop me if I ramble, but I got 4 ghost instances in my life.
Yes,
I just wanted to talk real quick.
I ramble myself, so go on. A rambler knows a ramble.
Number 1, driving home from work around this time of the year, early winter, going down Farnham Pike near the North Smithfield line.
Yep.
And out of nowhere appears a woman with shoulder-length hair carrying 2 buckets. I slightly swerve the last second and look in the rearview mirror. I don't see anybody. It's kind of dark anyway. You could miss it. But I'm like, this woman actually almost got killed. I had my little brother with me, right? So almost killed a woman. Could have been real. But then you look at what home it was right in front of. It is the historical 1800s mill house right across from. It's like a guy that does like steel engravings or something. But that area of Farnham Pike, you'll know it's the only wicked historical house there, and it was right in front of that, carrying 2 buckets. I'm like, who in like 2000?
Who does it?
Where? I'm sorry. Where on Farnham Pike? Where?
Farnham
Near the
Pike.
North Smithfield line.
You know, right where? Let me think of the name. Log Road meets Farnham Pike. Okay.
All right. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
This is a mechanic shop. Just look across.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yep.
It's a duplex, wicked historical, right? So cool.
Yeah.
Not much you can investigate into it, but it's like I almost clipped this lady. She didn't flinch, didn't move, just crossed the street. I thought I hit her with the pickup truck, but she was like apparitioned and didn't get hit. Whatever. Don't know. Anyway, that was just really weird. Told the family about it as soon as we got home. But there's like a lot of these ghost stories. They only last 2 seconds, so you don't have much data to go off. You know. Second one is, this is a really really cool one. It is a summer day in Kane Road in Smithfield, an old farm we live on. You know, me and my brothers were still there. I was probably 20 something at the time, and a woman comes up from the woods, and the woods just end at 295. There's no houses or residences behind us. An older lady, and she comes up the driveway, and we're like, yo, who's in the woods? Who's in the woods? And like, there was like 4 of us that lived there. So, you know, friends would be by or people would come by, right? So we're like, oh, maybe it's somebody that we know, or they were like surveying the land. Like, who is this? And she goes, oh, that's my son, Jared. And up the driveway comes this kid we work with named Jared. He was about our age. He's probably 21 or 23. I think I told you the story, right? And so we go, oh, God, Jared. So when we go up to Jared, we're like, oh, wow, you're Jared's mom. Because she said, that's my son, Jared. We go up to his truck, like, what's going on? So nothing seems wrong yet.
Where's the
like,
lady go? Where was she?
Telling you. So she starts walking down towards the house near the driveway in the road, right? Towards the road. So we're at Jared's car talking to him like, haha, dude, your mom is in the woods. He goes, what do you mean? We said, isn't that your mom? She said, that's my son, Jared. He goes, I don't know who that is. And we see her like walk down the road, and we're like,
did he see her?
Yeah, we had all 4 of us saw her. And she walks down the road, and we never saw or heard of it again. Looking back at it, I would like to call the police, like arrest that woman or something. She escaped from a mental asylum, or she was a ghost. That's the thing. Listen, I'm telling you, there's no houses behind where I live. It's literally a highway after like a few acres of woods, bro.
Yep.
What do you mean that's my son, Jared? His name, and this guy came over my house once, and that's the only time. And she said, that's my son, Jared. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, so those are the 2 stories. The other 2 should be quick. No, this one, if anybody knows a lead to this, please tell me. There is a gravestone in Greenville, which is part of Smithfield, in the old Greenville cemetery, and it says something Wolfenden is his last name. It says died in Germany, buried in Greenville. What the hell are you talking about? So would this guy vampire die in Germany, and now he's in Greenville?
No, dude. Honestly, there's a lot of graves like that where, like, especially you'll see that a lot with Civil War veterans. There's one right here in North Providence and Sunnydale where a gentleman was like blown completely to nothing by artillery shell, and his parents put a stone, so he died in Fredericksburg, and he's a finger is interred here in North Providence because that's all we could find of him, you know. So that's usually what that's, or like they'll. Whether they inter anything or not, they'll always put a memorial stone at a cemetery for somebody that died, like at a battlefield where there's nobody that
You've
No,
got another story.
Anyway,
Yeah.
all right.
that does happen like that sometimes.
I was gonna put some.
Sorry to like shoot down your whole vampire thing, but that's
Yeah, we were gonna do an investigation to it, but
we should still do that though.
The last thing is that in 2013, my dad died in the bathroom of the house in Smithfield, and then like the year after, my mom's like, the light above where he used to sit in the kitchen is flickering, and I was like, all right, and then she's like, she's like, I was talking to him walking around the house, and the fan went on and all started beeping and stuff. I'm like, all right, it's like electronic stuff, but then none of stuff happens to me. But I was standing in the bathroom, and for a second I was just stopped. Like I don't know if I was itching something or went on my phone for a second. But he died in the bathroom, and I looked at the bathroom switch because we kept having the switch go on, the heat lamp. You ever have a bathroom, the heat lamp is a switch, and the heat comes down or something?
yeah.
And I was looking at it, and it switched on physically. It went blink, and I was like. Oh yeah, go Dad. Like I don't know. I was like with me with ghosts, it's just kind of weird. Like I don't know how to react. You know what I mean? Because it's like when something like that happens, you're oddly calm about it. Like you think you'd run out of the house, but it's oddly.
They're doing stuff like this, Nick, to get your attention, and clearly they got your attention. This would be an intelligent haunt for sure, in my opinion. Usually residual haunts don't turn on light switches or poke you or do anything like that, or talk to you for that matter. They're just kind of stuck in their own thing. But yeah, that sounds kind of intelligent, dude. Could be your dad. Could be. It's cool though. Those
are the four.
It's always great getting a sign, dude. That's. I said that the other day. It's always going to be a thing. It's always going to be cool for sure. Get something from the loved ones. I'm sitting right now in the space I'm sitting in right now. This is an office. This used to be a bedroom. The very spot I'm in right now is where my grandmother passed away in 2009. I've known this house my entire life. I never knew this house to be anything active at all paranormal until the day she died. Things only happen in this house between Halloween and New Year's. It's only in that spread of time ever. Paranormal activity ever in that and it hasn't happened in a few years here. But this evening, I was sitting down for dinner with my parents, and they have a like an island space that comes out on the opposite side of the kitchen, and there was a bang. Like, what the fuck was that? The three of us are sitting down. My big dog is locked up. The little dog is running around, but she's a little dog. It's like, what the hell is that? So I get up, looking around, and there's a hammer on the other side of the island. That was on the island that just picked up and fell. Was it my grandmother? Maybe it was my grandmother. Put this shit away. Maybe, I don't know. But it was definitely weird. And it was intelligent. Yeah, I think it was a ghost. Yeah. Does it scare me? No. But shit like this happens sometimes. Sometimes it's more active than not than that. Yeah, I don't know. But it's for me for this time of year in this house. It's between between Halloween, because my father was born on November 2nd. Thanksgiving and Christmas were huge because she came from a big Irish family and she entertained everybody here. And then New Year's, and that was it. So I don't know. Is it anniversaries? Is it something special? It's a full moon tonight. Some people say it's that. Is it the geology in the rocks below me, guys? I don't know. Is it just shit luck? I don't know. Maybe it's everything.
Well, I mean, everything gives off some kind of energy. I mean, there's definitely some hot spots. Like Smithfield in general is also another paranormal spot. I mean, all the old train tracks they used to go through here, and there's one really creepy place of woods that I filmed recently called Welcome Woods. I don't know if you ever heard about this one, buddy.
Woods. I didn't hear about it until you did something, and then I looked it up. It's like, holy shit, there's a thing. Yeah, why don't you tell me a little bit? Go ahead, talk about that.
So there's an area off of Ridge Road, in between Ridge Road and Welcome Road. That's why it has the name Welcome Woods.
Yep.
And, it's like, I don't know how many miles of trails, maybe like 3 or 4. It's not super long. It's probably about the same size like a Connor's Farm or like a Maori conservation area. But the woods have like a very strange history. So they're owned by the Smithfield Land Trust. I guess it was donated to them after the condos were built surrounding it. Yep. And the side on Ridge Road looks like an abandoned cart path. like it's kind of blocked off with these big cement blocks, and you go down it, and it looks like a train track with very, very strange looking stone walls, like not the regular kind of like colonial stone walls that we see that are built up. These are like big boulders, just like all like in line each side. And you go all the way to the back, and there's a quarry over there that they were digging the rocks out, and there's a little like puddle of water underneath. And the first time I went there was a hawk that looked like it must have drank out of the quarry, and it was just dead. It was just like completely, just like it was just like gone. And then I was down there recently, and there's nothing left of them anymore. But the scary, creepy thing about it is in the backside and the hill closer to the Welcome Road side. There, I found a stone circle. A buddy of mine, Corey Major. I filmed it initially. I didn't see it. He pointed it out in my video, so I went back. But it's clearly a stone circle. It's big, round stones that are arranged. You saw
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
They're arranged like in a circle, and it's very strange. It almost looks like it was like some kind of a ritual site, or I don't know what it was. But the video I filmed all the way around, you just see one boulder after boulder after boulder in a perfect circle, like all the way around. And it could not be natural. It's just so perfect. So I don't know what the significance of that was, if there's any paranormal to it, but yeah, I mean, just finding a clearly placed circle of stones in the woods was just like...
It's very limited online. There's an AI for hiking and walking, a less traveled trail for those seeking a more hidden away hike. It is known for having cart paths, quarries, and some strange finds, according to a Facebook post. But then there's your YouTube video is the first thing that comes up.
No, that's cool.
And then it's your Facebook posts. And then it's your YouTube video again, and then there's another thing by Brent Del. So I think it's just all. It's not very. I don't think it's. It has a hiking trail map, but that's Cumberland. So yeah, I don't know that it's very well.
Not well traveled. Somebody,
no, not at all.
A viewer, this girl Sarah, she commented on my initial like hiking post, telling me to go check the place out. So other people did know about it. I guess it's like a geocaching site. People geocache over there.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely creepy and not well known for sure.
Yeah, no, not at all. Another site that is well known that we talked about. We kind of got diverted. We were talking about the Cumberland Monastery.
Yes.
And Nine Men's Misery. Let's just talk about that briefly. Have you any experiences with the monastery or the Nine Men's Misery site, or other than the cave, Brent?
Yeah, me and Nick went night to Nine Men's Misery, and we were using our AI to be a medium, to kind of be like a conduit if there was any spirits. And I mean, it obviously gave us so much information about the facts and all that on Nine Men's Misery, and it was saying it was channeling spirits. It's a creepy video. We filmed it.
I have something to say about Nine Men's Misery.
Yeah.
Nine Men's Misery, the oldest war memorial, it's documented and stuff. It's like, but nobody ever talks about the really weird things in the area. Like, okay, so you look at that building, there's massive pieces of granite or whatever. They're saying that it was, I wish I knew the time frame. It's either 17 or 1800s. They're saying like all right, so things are pretty normal around here, right? They go, oh yeah, by the way, monks from Nova Scotia lived there, and they didn't talk unless they had to, and they were really into religion, and they would quarry them and then get them there and then somehow lift them up. And what do you mean? What was their schedule? They would wake up at like 4 a.m. and not talk unless they had to. Like, what do you talk? Like, what? No, like, what are you talking about? So I started researching it a bunch. But it's like, I don't know how to go about actually documenting this because it's still a modern library. And like, nobody else is like on board with me that like, hey, this literally doesn't even make sense. Why are they called monks? They're like, oh, they were some weird offshoot of Baptist, or I don't even remember what it was. I just remember
it was a Christian sect. It was Catholicism, I do believe. It was a Catholic sect. To be honest, I believe almost 100%. Go on. I'm sorry. Go on. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, like thinking like, so how are you going to convince people like 200 years ago to live like this? Like, don't they want women and they're like malnourished and stuff? Like,
dude. Let me just softball this out at you really quick. 200 years ago, we didn't have what we have here. We didn't have electricity. We didn't have ways to communicate with each other. For me to drink a beer and be talking to Jai in Ohio, we didn't have any of that shit. We had God, who was a whole lot more important then than he is now, and beer. And really, that's all we had, dude. So people's faith was a whole lot more stronger. Holy shit! Over 50 years ago and beyond, especially 200 years ago, these people took a holy vow. A vow is very sacred. A vow is very strong. That not only were going to serve God in this very sense, but they were going to talk as little as possible, get more work done. Old school, hard ass shit. That was, yeah. So these were a much hardcore people like 200 years ago.
They
Yeah,
basically chose to sacrifice those
that's
things for God.
They work
right.
like hell over there too at that monastery. There's a space, I don't know if you've ever seen any pictures of it, called the Monk's Quarry, where if you still go there, these big slabs of granite with those quarry drill marks are there. And some of the shapes look just like the headstones they must have been carving. They're perfect, like cylinders. Yeah, the Monk's Quarry at the monastery. And that's a creepy spot. That's in the middle of the woods. You got to really like get out there, and it's just very quiet. Just you see these big stones.
It is. Yeah, it's very quiet. I actually have I don't know how much of it you can see in the picture. Oh, this picture here. So I did this. A good friend of mine. I told you guys the other day about a race he did where he ran 24 hours around these like trail systems. I think it's like 5 or 6 miles each loop. But I did this. Oh, you can't even see it. Never mind. It's in the back. But never mind. Screw that. Anyway, yeah, it's a hell of a. So Jai, it's just to give you like a little background on this. People who don't know what this area is. So in 1675, there was this massive battle in Central Falls in Rhode Island, and about like 10 or 11 guys from the colonials survived. Probably about 10 or 11, I think. And they were headed back to Massachusetts when they like ran right into like Narragansett Land, which is this land that this monastery sits on, and they absolutely tortured and like brutalized these guys. They brutalized like 9 of them. Hence the name 9 Men's Misery. They basically burned and tortured them alive and skinned them alive, and slowly tortured them to death. Awful. The English colonial soldiers came the next day or within the days after that, and they found the bodies, and they picked the hill facing, I believe, facing sunrise. I believe facing the east. I think that was the old Christian. So, and they buried them there. These monks came along mid 1800s. And they built the first memorial, the first war memorial built in North American history. So this probably predates even the Civil War. But they have this like mine there, this monastery, and this mine that we showed you earlier. And then they have this monastery. Both areas are haunted. I've experienced stuff at 9 Men's Misery on the trails. I've experienced stuff which is now a library. It's the Cumberland Library. We had the opportunity to investigate there, but they wanted us to do it in the daytime when there were people there. I'm like, I need to be able to control this shit. I can't. But it's a creepy building for sure, 100%. Maybe it's based on the rock that it's built on or of. I don't know, but it's definitely creepy.
You know what I was just thinking? I don't know why. Listen, buddy. This is like the second podcast we've had together. I have an issue cracking up during podcasts. You know, I was thinking about. You're talking about the thing. Every time I talk, Brent turns and looks at me, and he's 2 inches from me. I was trying to eye contact with me right here on the screen. Just look, because I'm looking at your face when you talk.
Yeah.
I'm not going like this. Like, like this. Look at me like on the screen.
You're right there, man.
Blame it on Brent, dude. He screws it up. I get it, dude.
Oh well.
I gotta go do. I have to go do new stuff in real life. Real quick, though, I don't want to interrupt your show. Did you know I was supposed to be on this, or I don't remember what we said? Was I supposed to come on this?
You really were thinking if you were going to be available. You weren't sure, and then Brent's like, "Hey, I'm around. Hey, why don't you? All right." And you were still like, blah 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 blah. And he's like, "Hey," and he started talking about topics. I'm like, "Okay, well, let's have Brent on then." And I figured I'd toss you an invite, but I wasn't sure if you were going to come on either way. So it was nice to have you on.
Yes, it's good to have you on.
What kind of news stuff are you doing?
All right. Yeah. No, it's an emergency. All right. Bye, Jai. How do you say your name? Jay or Jai?
Jai.
Bye, Jai. Yeah, nice meeting you. But
nice meeting you.
Don't let me interrupt the thing. Keep doing whatever you're doing. Goodbye.
Good luck with your emergency.
Goodbye.
Peace, dude.
All right.
He's gonna report live on the scene
I
in
know.
Greenville.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jai, I met these guys the other day, and we took a walk in the woods. Brent, why don't you talk a little bit about what we did the other day? That was honestly absolutely amazing. But go ahead, we brought a medium with us, but I'll let Brent tell it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was really crazy. So, like, that was in North Smithfield. It was part of the King Philip War. It was the second battle at Nipsachuk Hill, I believe. And there's an area called Cat Hill that we climbed up of. And this area used to be a Native American settlement in the 1600s. And the history behind it, the colonists went into that land. I'm not sure if it was a retaliation for another one of the attacks that the natives did or not. But they probably went in there and they just completely just destroyed the place. They killed men, women, and children, burned the tents down, trampled them with horses, swords, all that stuff. So we brought Christina Marie, who is our friend, and she's a medium. And
amazing medium.
She's able to. Yeah, we didn't tell her anything about the site at all. She just showed up there and she immediately started getting anxiety, and she said she could, sense people that were on horses and, people crying, and children.
Right. And the relevance of the horses, when she said horses, I'm like, fucking hey. The horses, now, I think all battle horses, of course. This is the first time the colonists used horses at all in North America for warfare. Again, the first time the natives saw horses coming in for battle. So that was the significance of it. That was like one of the first things she said to me as we're walking down this trail. Like, I'm thinking about horses and like people anticipating and people waiting and on edge. Like, Jesus Christ. She knew exactly what direction they came from when they attacked. She knew like things that, like, if you didn't, this is not like a well-known battle of the King. Not many battles of the King Philip's War are well-known to begin with, but this is like one of the minor skirmishes in a little section of Rhode Island. That, like, honestly, it's like 10 minutes up the road from me. This is the first time I've ever been there, and I'm like a history dork, especially a local history dork. And I never. It's not easy to find. It's not marked at all. It's not really marked on a map that well at all, if anything. And like everything else with mediums, she was given the address like shortly before we went, so there would be no way for her to like maybe she could have, but I mean, I don't know that she would. She asked not to know any details beforehand.
Someone did put a like a historic cemetery marker though up there, like that was.
Yeah, they did. All right, so there's it's, I think it's 51, and it's at the bottom of this Cat Hill. It's where they were. The Narragansetts was sitting chilling in camp. They were actually up there getting like corn seed, and then Connecticut troops came up, dragoons. So the guys on the horseback came riding up over the hill, and then they had Pequot and Mohican allies that they came up over the other hill, and they attacked basically a force of 140 women and children who were probably unarmed, and absolutely just total warfare. Just absolutely annihilated. Chased them into the swamps. These guys were on horseback, so they followed them right into the swamps and absolutely annihilated. Killed the queen, the sachem. Killed almost all of them. The rest of them, I think there were about 39 or 40 who survived, and they sold them off into slavery down into the Caribbean. So like far away from home, and probably they perished on the way there or there. So just absolutely atrocious. So we went there. And so Brent, I did some reading, and apparently there's a cemetery 52 that contains maybe bodies. It's near that site where 51 just marks the location of the battle. But again, it needs more research.
Well, people for sure, I'm sure were buried under that earth because nobody would move them back then. So I'm sure they were there. I mean, it reminds me when I was in Gettysburg and I did the Devil's Den. And those bodies, the Confederate soldiers, the Union didn't want to pick them up and bury them. They weren't on their side, so they just left them there. And
the wild pigs came and just ate them, and animals just ate them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. There's a lot of sites now. So now Devil's Den is like a park. Like people go and they, walk their dogs and they ride bikes and all that. But 200 years ago, it was a serious battlefield, and there's a lot of places in Rhode Island that are like that, where I don't think it's so much about like seeing paranormal stuff. Like, I didn't see anything paranormal in Gettysburg, but the energy that's left behind from what
Feeling.
happened there lingers. Like the
The
lads
imprint.
is one place,
Yeah.
for example, you know, I
Oh,
felt
for
it there. Lad school, I remember I was driving around there and I had a spirit box and there was a lot of static. And then there was one spot where I clearly heard a hello, my name is, and then it cut off. There was no,
Wow.
it was like, that was really creepy.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know who it
They
was.
never give that name. Yeah. But one thing can be said about this location. So we went there. Christina starts telling us what she's picking up on, and telling us what she's seeing. She's seeing children. The children wanted her to sit down. She sat down. She's like, I was sitting in like somebody's like teepee, somebody's hut. And it was all nice and peaceful, quiet, and like the sun was coming up. And then she's like, and then everything was on fire. And there were men coming on horseback. She's like, and I'm seeing it from a child's perspective. So everything's like 4 times the size of, you know, of what it would be. So
is.
she's like, I'm seeing these
Right.
massive men on horseback coming in and just like destroying and killing everybody. It
Wow.
must have been absolutely like the emotions and the energy that got released into that ground. So it's standing there, and we told her the story. She's like, these guys started telling her like the actual facts, filling in the gaps of like what she didn't like come out with, essentially, which is what she came out with. If you know what I mean. So as we're there talking, so I started the recording, and there's 3 instances, Brent. So there's the first one, it's faint, but I hear this high pitched, way off in the distance.
This is on your when you had the headset.
I had these headphones on, they were plugged into my recorder, and I could hear. I said a voice. I said a person. I definitely heard it's like off in the distance. The second time it was about a minute later. It was a little bit louder, and the third time it was so prominent. I'm like, hey, did anybody hear that? Have you heard anything? They're like, oh, nope. And what are you hearing? I'm like, I'm hearing Pete like there's somebody in the woods. I didn't say it was a woman screaming. I just say I'm hearing somebody in the woods, and I'm taking off my headphones. I'm listening. Brendan said he hears traffic later on. Like, okay, I can hear that in the way in the distance, but it seems closer, but still distant. So then after we did this, we hiked out, and we went back to Nick's, the guy who was just in the frame with Brent here, the news guy. We went back to his news studio, which was really interesting, and we started talking, and I started talking about what I actually heard, and Christina's like, it was a woman scream. I'm like, yes, it was a woman scream. Oh my! So I got it on audio. I just got the cable today when I got home from work to plug it into the thing so I can get it on the computer. But I heard it when I went back and I listened, and it's definitely a woman screaming. It is. There was not another person in those woods for miles. So
Yeah.
I know I haven't reviewed my footage yet of that because I also filmed my own thing and I haven't reviewed it yet. Right now,
you did have it running. You did have it running while I was.
Yep, I had the whole thing. So I'm interested in reviewing it and seeing what I can hear and find. Right now, I'm actually working on doing Hampton City. I filmed that area with Nick was there and a few other guests. You know, Corey Major, he was there as well.
I just see him in the chat. But why don't you tell the viewers, tell Jay a little bit about Hampton City, about the rumors of Hampton City, and then we'll talk about what you guys found there.
So this is a good one. So Hampton City is probably one of the most haunted locations in Rhode Island.
Allegedly.
But it's creepy, I'll tell you. So there's a lot of mythos behind it, but it's basically like a lost ghost town. So in the 16 and 1700s, there apparently was a farming family named like either the Harringtons or the Hamptons, and Hampton City is like a deviation of that name.
Mm-hmm.
But there still is a road that goes straight through from like the Douglas Pike area to Dakota's Farm Road. Mm-hmm. And that it's very uneasy when you're there because you see these ruins that you can tell were there for hundreds of years, like crumbled foundations. Some are dug into the earth. And the exact origin is really not known. They don't know if it was a farming town. They don't know if it was a leper colony where they kept sick people away from the rest of the town. They don't know if they were a town of loyalists who were loyal to the British Queen during the Revolutionary War. But either way, going there and going to this area with such a spotty history, where there's clearly structures. Like, I mean, like one of the pictures I sent to you, you can clearly see there's a hole in the ground with 2 shelves that they must have stored things.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Yeah. Huh.
There's wells.
Here it is right here. I've actually been here myself. It's see those like it's like they look like windows, but those are shelves, guys. It's underground.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
under the
like
ground. Because the
underground
house.
bunkers,
I'm sorry. What's that, Jay?
like an underground bunker.
Yeah, because the house would have been built. You see, I'm standing on the other side. There's a dip over there. The house would have been built on top of that by wood, and
I
after
see.
hundreds of years, it would have corroded and degraded. But yeah, there's and that's only one of like I think there's like 20 something structures in there, and there's a road.
There's an old well. You guys see the well? That was really cool. There's like a where they would like skin leather and hang leather or like corn. There's like one of those old like I forget what it's called, but
the threshing rock. It's called.
Yeah. Oh, the threshing rock.
Yeah.
Native Americans use that as well, from what I understand, right?
So I didn't. They did. It's an old rock apparently where they would take the crops, the corn, they would slap it like the husks, and they would like dehusk the corn on it. I didn't see it when I was there, but apparently there's still the markings from hundreds and hundreds of years of the corn hitting the rock.
Wow.
You see over there. There was a graveyard I did see over there, the brown lot. That was really creepy. I can't remember what number lot that was, but it's quiet and it's strange because it's a public road still. The Hampton City Road, if you can get a car on it, you can still legally drive, and people take side by sides, dirt bikes. So yeah,
no shit.
People, motorcycles, I've seen driven through there a few times. So yeah,
Let's take my truck back there. Gee, that's way back. That beats walking any day, dude.
I know.
That's a bit of a hike for sure.
It is from end to end is long. It can be a long hike. I think I was in there for like 2 hours the first time I was there, plus so. But the latest video is cool. I mean, we went deeper than I went before, and we found like it looked like an old duplex. It was like a double foundation, like connected to each other.
Yep.
You know that. So you can only imagine how like in the 1600s someone was standing there like doing farming stuff, milking a cow or something, and now it's just all in ruins. Like, where is this going to end up today?
Right. From what I've read, they did a lot of work with granite mining and stuff over there. And then, ironically enough, at the other end of it, like you come out Dakota's Farm, you take a right, and you're going towards like Bryant, like that, right after Fidelity, right after the road, and they have this. It's like a gravestone, like stone company. Like, are they mining out of the same ground? I don't know. It's just like kind of cool. I just thought it was kind of cool.
They always have those big. They're near the gas stations over there. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But Hampton City, that's a friend of mine, Tom D'Agostino. He's a local paranormal guy here in New England. He does the ghost haunts at the okay, what's that? Oh God, there's that restaurant in Chepachet. I forget the name of it. And then he does stuff there, and then he does Ramsdale Mill, which I'd like to go out to you with if you haven't been there yet. It's kind of blacked off, but we can still go there. And it's on public land. And he does tours out to Hampton City all the time. He's very knowledgeable there. He's authored like a ton of books on like the ghosts of these areas and investigations that he's done. So
yeah,
Chris, I'd love to get Tom on the show. He's from Connecticut. He's from like Eastern Connecticut. He's a really cool guy.
I know Tom actually.
You know Tom? Yeah.
I went to his tour of Hampton City and I filmed that. That's going to be my third video that I'm going to release.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Was that you did the one that was more recent?
Yep, the one from a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was
great.
Awesome. He's a great guy, very knowledgeable. I'd love to take him to Ramsdale and have him take me there and check it out. But
for sure.
The Sneech Pond trash pit. Have you ever been there?
No, I have not.
That place is creepy as hell because there is an abandoned 1940s car just sitting there surrounded by trash. It's full of bullet holes. People were shooting at it. But that trash pit, strange things can be found there for sure. I went there with my buddy Kevin and my buddy Mike, and they found a bunch of old like babies or children's shoes like in the ground when we dug, like all buried. It was just so weird. Like I don't know what was going on out there, but that's a creepy spot with a lot of strange energy for sure. And there's Cumberlandite all over there too. So.
Oh yeah, all going up that area.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Jai, you got anything for him? Any questions?
No, not that I can think of. Just if you could tell us where we can contact you or see what you do.
Yeah, for sure. You just go on YouTube and you can just search for Brent Del, just Brent and then DEL, and then my channel will come right up.
Del, we're gonna do it right here, guys. I'm gonna show you guys how to view Brent's Brent's brilliant videos, local here in Rhode Island, and then around. You do around Massachusetts too, don't you, Brent?
I do all of New England. I have videos in every New England state except for Vermont. I haven't been there yet, and I'm planning on doing that
Oh, shit, huh?
spring sometime. And then
Brent Del, there he is, right there, the second one.
that's the one.
Bam.
Yep.
Comes up. You've done stuff in New Hampshire.
I have. Yes, I've done Mount Monadnock in New Hampshire.
Nice.
Maine was an interesting one. I drove all the way to the easternmost point in the U.S. in Lubec, Maine. There's a spot where it juts out called West Coddy Head Lighthouse.
Oh yeah, right. I think we talked about it in the first show. Yeah, no, that's cool. Yep.
It was beautiful.
No, but yeah. Go ahead, discuss. Go ahead.
Well, that's another area that had some paranormal activity, I would think, because it was so far east. It was like right in between the Eastern Standard Time and the Atlantic Time Zone where Canada's on. So the sun, it was only like 4 o'clock maybe, and the sun was already like almost setting. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? But it was because like it should have been like an hour later in that time zone. And when I was driving back, I was literally chasing the sun. Like the sun was setting west, and I'm driving west to get back to Bangor, and I'm just chasing the sun the whole ride home. It was crazy.
Oh, right. His so guys, if you look at it, this is the Hampton City one, abandoned and forgotten, uncovering Hampton
Original Hampton City video. Yeah.
You guys took metal detector out there? Did you find anything?
So I didn't find anything of significance with the metal detector, but they did do digging. The 2 rock hounds that I went with, my friends Shanoa and Taylor, they did a lot of digging over there, and we did find some creepy stuff, a lot of historic bottles, but we found a doll's head, like an old 1960s doll's head facing up when we dug. It was just looking at us in the ground. Like, that was so creepy.
That's kind of weird.
That was creepy.
The abandoned Stillwater Mill. This is awesome. Check this out, guys. It's an old stone mill. Cool 2-story thing. This is the tunnel we were talking about where Nick was claustrophobic when you go down the tunnel into the little room. That was really good. All these. What the one we didn't talk about that I really want to discuss before we get going, Brent. It's I get the photo of it, and it's just like what is this? So this what is that, and what's down that rabbit hole?
That's if you want to go down into the videos, I can show you exactly what's in there.
Oh, okay, good.
First videos.
Yep. Videos.
And if you want to go down a bit further to keep going, I'll tell you which one. Keep going. It's going to be in the thumbnail right there. It was in the thumbnail to your left, above the mine, touring the campgrounds. So that is an old marble cave out in Massachusetts, and my buddy Kevin, the one I told you about who runs the foundation over there, he has a campground there, and you can pay.
Yep.
You can just mute that and like skip forward a bit, so you can see what the inside looks like. Go to like halfway in the video, you'll see the inside.
Yeah. Okay.
A little bit further. Oh, I'm sorry. That's actually no. You want the one in the upper right corner. I'm sorry. See where related videos of the video in the upper.
Found cave. This one here.
That's the one. Yes. See, that's when I'm going to go in.
You know, right. So many caves that he goes in. He's confused.
I was. So that's the one.
So it's just a hole in the ground like that, dude. That's weird.
He dug that tube to get into there, and there's a ladder.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, when this loads, like you'll be able to see like the me climbing down and all that. But that I guess the internet's a little spotty, but yeah, that I go right down that that tube in the ladder, and that connects to the cave system underground. So he dug that one. Yeah.
Wow.
And we went deep down there. But yeah, I mean, you can see like the foot, at least like the pictures in there, how it goes inside like that. So I wish it worked, but
it's terrible internet service. Buddy versus the internet, volume 3.
Yeah, you got so many things running at once, right? So that's what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And it's we stream everything in this house. So yeah, all right. Well, nonetheless, guys, it's there. It's Brent Del. Check it out. There's a ton of good videos.
Thanks,
ton of good adventures. There's ghost stuff, guys. There's not ghost stuff. There's hiking stuff. There's history. There's a little bit of everything. So check it out. If you're not from Rhode Island, hey, learn a little bit about Rhode Island, about like Rhode Island's past, the King Philip's War. Holy shit. Tons of history, tons of stuff up there. Check all that great stuff out, Brent. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
It's been a really quick show.
Thank
again,
you,
I could talk to you again for another hour and a half and do this again. We'll have to have you back on and just chat shit everything that you're doing. Jai, anything you got? Anything you want to say to wrap it up?
I just want to thank you for all that you shared with us today.
Thank you, Jai. It was awesome
It
meeting
was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
good meeting you. And the buddy, thank you for having me again. We'll get you back in our studio sometime too.
Anytime, yeah. Anytime you guys want to go for a walk in the woods and do ghosty shit with Christina.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that lady is amazing. I would everything is awesome. So yeah, everything is awesome for her. So hopefully there's a video. Hopefully you're gonna put out a video of that eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a video of the Nipsachuk Hill, and I'd love to meet up again for Great Swamp. That's another good one we can.
Oh yeah, for sure. And when I'm able to get that audio on the computer, I'll be able to clean it up a little bit, and I'll send you clips of that. So if you want to involve that,
Oh, please do. I'd love to put that in the video so people.
Oh, for sure.
Listening to
a little bit more ghosty shit. Yeah, for sure. So join us next week, boys and girls, as we continue with the ghosty stuff, which is always fun, especially this time of year. As we welcome Jennifer Talley. She's a ghost adventurer. She's a paranormal investigator from the lovely city of New Orleans, down there in Louisiana. Such a haunted area. I cannot wait to talk about everything haunted. I've been to the French Quarter. It's a great time, not just on a Friday night, not just on Mardi Gras, all the time. Yeah. And it's probably almost always haunted. So, guys, check out that episode. Stay tuned for anything Three Dudes Brews. We're not doing a podcast this week. We're getting together next week, and we're bringing on Uncle Mark, and Uncle Mark's going to come on and talk about beer. It sounds creepy. It's not really creepy at all. He's just a guy that enjoys beer, and he's a little bit older. Check out Three Dudes Brews, episode 12, premiering very, very soon. Very soon from Arcade Meanery. Go down to Crafted Hope. Grab yourself 3 Dudes in a Brew. It's the Almond Joy. The chocolate almond coconut. I can't say Almond Joy. Chocolate almond coconut porter. It's very delicious. It's very crushable. It's only 5%. 5% alcohol by volume. Check out all of his great beers down there. Guys, it's been a great week. Go Dolphins. Go Patriots, because they're gonna lose. For Jai, for Brent Del, this has been me, Buddy Thayer. This has been the Ghost and the Goat. Have a good week, everybody. Go Patriots.
Cheers.
Peace.
Nice.